For me, summer break is basically a 3-month guilt trip. Just because the weather's nice, everyone expects you to be outside all day, frolicking or whatever. And if you don't spend every second outdoors, people think there's something wrong with you. But the truth is, I've always been more of an indoor person. The way I like to spend my summer holiday is in front of the TV, playing video games with the curtains closed and the lights turned off. Unfortunately, mom's idea of the perfect summer holiday is different from mine. Mom says it's not natural for a kid to stay indoors when it's sunny out. I tell her that I'm just trying to protect my skin so I don't look all wrinkly when I'm old like her, but she doesn't want to hear it. Mom keeps trying to get me do something outside like go to the pool, but I spent the first part of the summer day at my friend Rolly's pool, and that didn't work out so good. Rowley's family belongs to a country club, and when school let out for the summer, we were going there every single day. Then we made the mistake of inviting this girl named Trista, who just moved into our neighborhood. I thought it would be really nice of us to share our country club lifestyle with her. But 5 seconds after we got to the pool, she met some lifeguard and forgot all about the guys who'd invited her there. The lesson I learned is that some people won't think twice about using you, especially when there's a country club involved. Me and Rowley were better off without a girl hanging around. Anyway, we're both bachelors at the moment, and during the summer it's better to be unattached. A few days ago, do you know what I noticed? I noticed the quality of service at the country club was starting to go down a little. Like sometimes the temperature in the sauna was a few degrees too hot. And one time the poolside waiter forgot to put one of those little umbrellas in my full smoothie. I reported all my complaints to Rollis dad, but for some reason Mr. Jefferson never passed them on to the clubhouse manager. Which was kind of weird. If it was me who was paying for a country club membership, I'd want to make sure I was getting my money's worth. Anyway, a little while later, Raleigh told me he wasn't allowed to invite me to his pool anymore, which is fine with me. I'm much happier inside my air conditioned house, where I don't have to check my soda can for bills every time I go to take a sip. Like I said, mom keeps trying to get me to go to the pool with her and my little brother Manny. But the thing is, my family belongs to the town pool, not the country club. And once you've tasted the country club life, it's hard to go back to being an ordinary Joe at the town pool. Besides, last year I swore to myself that I would never go back to that place again. At the town pool, you have to go through the locker room before you can go swimming, and that means walking through the shower area where grown men are soaping down right out in the open. The first time I walked through the men's locker room at the town pool was one of the most traumatic experiences of my life. I'm probably lucky I didn't go blind. Seriously, I don't see why mom and dad bother to try to protect me from horror movies and stuff like that if they're gonna expose me to something about 1,000 times worse. I really wish mom would stop asking me to go to the town pool because every time she does, it puts images in my mind that I've been trying hard to forget. Well, now I'm definitely staying indoors for the rest of the summer. Mom had a house meeting last night and said money is tight this year and we can't afford to go to the beach, which means no family holiday. That really stinks. I was actually looking forward to going to the beach this summer, not because I like the ocean and the sand and all of that, because I don't. I realized a long time ago that all the world's fish and turtles and whales go to the bathroom right there in the ocean. And I seem to be the only person who's bothered by this. My brother Roderick likes to tease me because he thinks I'm afraid of the whips. But I'm telling you, that's not it at all. Anyway, I was looking forward to going to the beach because I'm finally tall enough to go to the Canyon Shaker, which is this really awesome ride that's on the boardwalk. Roderick's been on the Canyon Shaker at least 100 times, and he says you can't call yourself a man until you ride it. Mom said maybe if we save our pennies, we can go back to the beach next year. Then she said we'd still do a lot of fun stuff as a family, and one day we'll look back on this as the best summer ever. Well, now I only have two things to look forward to this summer. One is my birthday, and the other is when the last Lil Cutie comic runs in the paper. I don't know if I ever mentioned this before, but Lil Cutie is the worst comic ever. To give you an idea of what I'm talking about, here's what ran in the paper today. But here's the thing, even though I hate Lil Cutie, I can't stop myself from reading it, and Dad can't either. I guess we just like seeing how bad it is. Lil Cutie has been around for at least 30 years and is written by this guy named Bob Post. I've heard Lil Cutie is based on Bob's son when he was a little kid. But I guess now that the real Lil Cutie is all grown up, his dad's having trouble coming up with new material. A couple of weeks ago, the newspaper announced that Bob Post is retiring and the final Lil Cutie is gonna be printed in August. Ever since then, me and Dad have been counting down the days until the last comic runs. When the last Lil Cutie comes out, me and Dad will have to throw a party because something like that deserves a serious celebration. Even though me and Dad see eye to eye on Lil Cutie, there are still a lot of things we butt heads over. The big issue between us right now is my sleep schedule. During the summer, I like to stay up all night watching TV or playing video games and then sleep through the morning. But Dad gets kind of crabby if I'm still in bed when he gets home from work. Lately, Dad's been calling me at the noon to make sure I'm not still asleep, so I keep a phone by my bed and use my best wide awake voice when he calls. I think Dad's jealous because he has to go to work while the rest of us get to kick back and take it easy every day. But if he's gonna be all grumpy about it, he should just become a teacher or a snowplow driver or have one of those jobs where you get to take summers off. Mom's not really helping improve Dad's mood either. She calls him at work about 5 times a day with updates on everything that's going on around the house.
Guess what Manny did in the party today? Guess?
Dad got Mom a new camera for Mother's Day, and lately she's been taking lots of pictures. I think it's because she feels guilty about not keeping up on the family photo albums. When my older brother Roderick was a baby, Mom was totally on top of things. Once I came along, I guess Mom got busy, so from that point on, there are a lot of gaps in our official family history. I've learned that photo albums aren't an accurate record of what happened in your life anyway. Last year when we were at the beach, Mom bought a bunch of fancy seashells at a gift shop, and later on I saw her bury them in the sand for Manny to discover.
Look at what you found, Manny.
Well, I wish I hadn't seen that because it made me reevaluate my whole childhood. Today, Mom said I was looking shaggy, so she told me she was taking me to get a haircut. But I never would have agreed to get my hair cut if I knew that Mom was taking me to Bombshell's Beauty Salon, which is where Mom and Grandma get their hair cut. I have to say, though the whole beauty salon experience wasn't that bad. First of all, they have TVs all over the place, so you can watch a show while you're waiting to get your haircut. Second, they have lots of tabloids, those newspapers you see in the checkout lines at grocery stores. Mom says tabloids are full of lies, but I think there's some really important stuff in those things. Grandma is always buying tabloids even though mom doesn't approve. A few weeks ago, Grandma wasn't answering her phone, so mom got worried and drove over to Grandma's to see if she was okay. Grandma was fine, but she wasn't picking up her phone because of something she had read.
Cordless telephones erase the memory of the elderly.
But when mom asked Grandma where she got her information, Grandma said,
The New York Times.
Grandma's dog Henry died recently, and ever since then, Grandma has had a lot of time on her hands. So mom's dealing with stuff like the cordless phone thing a lot these days. Whenever mom finds any tabloids at Grandma's house, she takes them home and throws them in the garbage. Last week, I fished one out of the trash and read it in my bedroom. I'm glad I did. I found out that North America will be underwater within 6 months, so that kind of takes the pressure off me to do well in school. I had a long wait at the beauty salon, but I didn't really mind. I got to read my horoscope and look at the pictures of movie stars without their makeup, so I was definitely entertained. When I got my haircut, I found out the best thing about the beauty salon, which is the gossip. The ladies who work there know the dirt on just everyone in the town. And then Marlene says to Vanessa, if you're gonna get up in my face, you'd better be ready to back it up. Unfortunately, mom came to pick me right in the middle of a story about Mr. Peppers and his new wife, who's 20 years younger than him. Hopefully, my hair will grow out fast so I can come back and hear the rest of the story.